Subscribe to Chug Chow wherever you get your podcasts or visit chugandchow.com.
Well, there you are. Love hanging out with my fellow foodies, my fellow adventurers, my fellow road warriors. Welcome to Chug and Chow, the mouth-watering show that celebrates America's most unforgettable eateries and the characters serving up stories with every plate. My name is Todd Newton. Nice to meet you. I'm the author of the book Chug and Chow, the Tattooed Traveler's 50 Favorite Dive Bars and Food Joints Across America. That's where it all started. And whether you're a longtime fan or a new friend just joining us, this podcast is your passport to discovering the iconic flavors, off-the-menu magic, and sense of kinship found in the most unexpected places. Each week, we set out across the country and shine a spotlight on the foods and traditions that make American towns truly special. And our mission is to dig into those classic eats that are part recipe, part folklore, and all heart. On this episode, our culinary road trip takes us deep into the steel-spined hills of western Pennsylvania to a city that knows all about resilience, grit, and community, Johnstown, PA, and a place that's been a favorite since 1916, Coney Island Hot Dogs. Now let me set the scene for you here. Johnstown is a place like no other. Once a booming center for steel and coal, it's a city that is steeped in blue-collar pride and a history of rising from adversity. Most famously, Johnstown survived the catastrophic 1889 flood when a dam collapse unleashed devastation, but also revealed the city's indomitable spirit, a spirit tested again and again through major floods in 1936, another in 1977. Here, neighbors become family, traditions run deep, and the town hosts one of America's steepest incline railways, lively folk heritage festivals, and hearty Eastern European roots. This is a town that works, laughs, rebuilds, and celebrates every small victory, living up to its well-earned reputation for hospitality and hope. Now, my feature on this episode is Coney Island Hot Dogs, a Johnstown institution where each bite tastes like home and history rolled into one. But let's talk about how the legendary Coney dog got its start. Well, the story traces back to 1867, Brooklyn, New York, where German immigrant Charles Feltman served up the first Frankfurter on a bun to Coney Island beachgoers. Perfect for eating on the go, no utensils needed. As the turn of the century approached, waves of Greek and Macedonian immigrants passed through Ellis Island, many stopping in Coney Island, their first real taste of America. And from there, they spread out to cities across the country, creating spiced meat-sauced Coney dogs that fused old world flavors with new world flair. Now here's what makes the Coney dog unique. Unlike your average hot dog that you might buy at the grocery store or pick up at the ballpark, the classic Coney Island hot dog stands out for its signature toppings and the way it's prepared. For example, there is the sauce, a homemade beanless ground beef sauce spiced with garlic, cinnamon, and secret seasonings. Then you have your toppings. Chopped raw onions and tangy yellow mustard are musts. The dog itself is typically a snappy all-beef hot dog, grilled or steamed for that irresistible bite. And then the bun. Soft, slightly smaller, steamed buns, letting the flavors of the sauce and those toppings really shine. Midwestern cities like Detroit and Flint, Michigan tweaked the concept, but everywhere the Coney stands for invention, hard work, and immigrant ambition. Well, here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Coney Island Hot Dogs is more than a beloved lunch counter. It's a gathering place for the locals and for visitors like myself. On any given day, you'll find generations digging into the same slathered franks that their grandparents loved. They trade stories there at the counter and they savor the taste of tradition. For first-timers, it's a delicious bite into local lore. And for regulars, it's pure nostalgia on a bun. Coney Island Hot Dogs sits on bustling Clinton Street, its vintage neon sign glowing like a beacon for hungry diners. The exterior, time-worn brick and wide glass windows, beckons with the promise of the comfort of yesterday. You step inside and you're wrapped in a warm embrace of checkerboard floors, spinning chrome stools at a classic lunch counter, and walls adorned with historic photos and faded menus. There's the aroma of that secret recipe chili sauce, tangy mustard, and steamed buns filling the air, punctuated by friendly chat and laughter from folks scattered amongst the booths. Every bite at this family-run Johnstown institution tastes like tradition and hometown pride. Few are more proud of the long-standing reputation of Coney Island Hot Dogs than current owner Taylor Clark, who runs the place with family members Randy and Mary. Taylor, it's great to have you here on Chug Chow. I thank you very much for your time. Can you give me a little history on this spot? There's so much to talk about.
Yes, yeah. So it goes back to 1916 as a brick and mortar. The story goes is that the original ownership families, whose last name was Kontakis, which is Contacos, a Greek immigrant family that came to Johnstown for opportunity in the steel industry, and they brought with them their recipe for what our most famous condiment is, which is the Coney Island chili sauce. And with that, they eventually opened up their brick and mortar here in Johnstown in 1916, which originally was across the street from where it is right now. The building that we're in now, we opened there in 1980 and have been in that building ever since.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the Coney Island hot dog originated in New York, thus the name Coney Island, but Pennsylvania played an integral part in the rise and popularity of this style of dog. I mean, Newcastle, Pennsylvania holds the title of the hot dog capital of the world. So PA definitely has its bragging rights. And like you said, it's due in large part to the popularity of that chili sauce, which does differ from chili as we know it. And I know it's the headliner of your menu there. Can you tell me about that chili sauce?
Yeah, definitely. So what it is, and of course you can call it a chili dog or whatever, but a traditional Coney Island hot dog is some sort of variant of whatever hot dog that people use, because it's not just our Coney Island. There's other Coney Islands in the country, but what we do is we use a blend of beef and pork hot dogs, and then has a special type of mustard, which is a mild yellow mustard, a steamed bun, the 100-year-old chili sauce recipe, and a specific type of very finely diced onions. And so what the chili sauce recipe is we call it a chili sauce because it's not a chili that you just eat by the spoonful. I mean, you could if you want to. Some people do that, but it's not. There's no beans in it. There's nothing like that. It's just a pretty spiced up chili sauce that's meant for condiments on all of our products, whether it be hot dogs, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, whatever you want it on.
Yeah, no, it's very good. Very, very tasty. I was seated at your counter and I was just looking around, taking in the surroundings, and I noticed that the grill never stops. It is constantly packed with hot dogs to keep up with your demand. And I asked the young lady behind the counter wearing the Coney Island hot dog t-shirt that I desperately wanted, by the way, I said, how many of those dogs will you prepare today? And she said, hundreds, easily hundreds. Is that unusual to go through that many? Was I there at a busy time?
No, it's not. I mean, we go through anywhere from probably 500 to 800 hot dogs a day,
Wow.
depending on the season. And of course, that's our number one seller. And summertime, yeah, you're definitely looking in the area at least 500 a day. In a smaller town. So yeah, that's definitely something. I mean, anytime we get an order under 50 hot dogs, that's pretty run of the mill for us.
You do 50 with your eyes shut, huh?
Yep.
Taylor, I'm a big fan of personalized service, of going to places with family or friends or coworkers that we can all look back on in later months or years and recall with fondness the experience we had in a certain place. In a world where many restaurants are trying to rush you through, take your order, get your food, here's your check, get out, next party, we got to keep these tables turning over here. You all do it differently. There's no sense of pushiness, of trying to hurry you back out the door. It was very warm and comforting, even to a first-timer like myself. Look, you own the place. Can you paint a more colorful word picture of the interior, of the vibe of Coney Island Hot Dogs there in Johnstown?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and by the way, when you walked in there and you described that to me, I'm glad that you felt that way, because that's a goal of ours. We want you to feel welcomed. And when you walk in, it's very nostalgic. It hasn't changed in years and years, and it's not going to. We keep everything the same on purpose. So it's like you're almost walking back in time, but at the same time, you're going to be served a hot meal quickly by friendly and courteous staff. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, that our community is the best community to live in the entire country, because we are truly a community. We work through everything together, and that's why we're still here today as Coney Island, is because of our community. And so because of our local community, we can be there to support them, and they are there for us to support our business, so that when out of towners do come in to try our product, they're there because of what we do every day on a local basis with our community. Small menu, good food, good quality stuff, and you're just going to get it served with a smile on the face of whoever's serving you. And you're welcome to stay as long as you want. There's no rush. There's just sit down, relax, take a look at the pictures on the wall, take a look at the history, ask questions. We're there to serve you and serve the public and serve our community.
And the fact that you've been right there for well over 100 years, doesn't that say so much more than any Yelp review or any 5-star review you'll get on Google?
I do agree. And, and you mentioned in this day and age, with, chain restaurants and get in, get out, everyone wants instant gratification and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you still get that at Coney Island. You still get, the quickness aspect of everything, and you get your meal quickly, but at the same time, you don't feel like you have to be rushed through something. And the only reason we've been there as long as we have is because we haven't changed much. We stay consistent, and we're true to our community, and we're true to the people that support us.
Well, everything you're doing it right, my friend. And I don't know what you're doing with that secret chili sauce, but I can tell you this, you dream about it for 2 or 3 nights after you have one of those chili dogs.
Absolutely. I love to hear that.
You can buy it by the quart, too. I think it's a quart of their chili sauce for $14. That's not a bad deal. ConeyIslandJohnstown.com is your website, ConeyIslandJohnstown.com. They're open Monday through Thursday, 7 in the morning till 9 at night. Friday and Saturday, 7 in the morning till the stroke of midnight. And they're closed on Sundays. Owner Taylor Clark, thank you very much for your time, my friend. We'll see you next time we're in town, all right?
That sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Well, that does it. Time to set our napkin aside and hope that this episode left you hungry for more. Whether it's the classic snap of a hot dog, the heady aroma of that secret recipe chili, or just the cordial comfort of Coney Island Hot Dogs there in Johnstown, I want to thank you for listening. These aren't just meals. These are local legends, each bite a thread in the tapestry of a passionate community. If this episode of Chug Chow made your stomach grumble and your heart smile, well, please help us share that love. Subscribe to us right now on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on. I don't want you to ever miss an episode filled to the brim with flavor, history, and the unsung heroes of America's culinary roadmap. And if you love what you heard, please Please write us a review and make sure you have your copy of my book, Chug and Chow, The Tattooed Traveler's 50 Favorite Dive Bars and Food Joints Across America. It's available on Amazon and at chugandchow.com. Remember, for every copy ordered, we provide 10 meals to families who are experiencing hard times, food insecurity. We're grateful for our partnerships with local food banks across the country and grateful for you for helping out with that when you order your copy of Chug and Chow. Until our next tasty stop, a little further on down the road, I'm Todd Newton. Travel safely.
Chug and Chow is produced by the host with the most LLC. All rights reserved.